Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Strangers Podcast. I'm your host, Javi, and today we're doing another mini episode. I know it's been a while since the last time I've done a mini episode with you guys. And although I usually have these episodes with some people around, I decided let's just have one with you and me, and let's just talk about, whatever I can talk about. um, So yeah, there's a couple things going on, such as this year ending. It's pretty crazy how 2020 was, right? We can say mostly it's been a disaster, that's for sure, and pretty much a wake up call for all of us. Not only for our health, but also for a lot of things that we realize that things need to be changed. But anyways, other than just recapping the year, let's just throw on the table what I want to talk about. A couple things I want to mention of what's been going on in my life today or this month. So, funny enough, well, it's not too funny, but I recently did get sick. I don't know if you can tell, my voice is a little bit raspy, and yeah, I have a little stuffles going around my nose, my throat. But yeah, but no worries. It's just a very common flu. Um, Nothing too serious. And right now I'm getting much better. I could say it got pretty much a lot worse on Friday. I'm not gonna lie. So I got sick on Thursday, which was like in December, like because when I post this, it's gonna be like a while ago. So last Thursday I got sick, and I don't know how that happened. I mean, it's because I went outside and I was cleaning out the yard, and I think, well, factor one, it's mostly because I think I did had a light sweater outside and it was very cold, but I don't know, something about for me in the cold, I don't get too affected by it, and I was okay with wearing a light sweater. It's like I'll be fine, it's a nice weather, it's cold, I like it. I'm just gonna be out there like that. And I was out there for an hour, so yeah, obviously I should have worn a more thicker sweater, at least somewhat, to keep my body more or less warm. But I didn't do that. And factor number two, so I went to go clean up the gutters, and they were pretty bad, like really dirty. So in the rain, of course, you had to make sure those stuff is cleaned out. Otherwise, your drainage is good on the roof is gonna get clogged. So yeah, I went up, got cleaned that stuff out, and of course, I was wearing a glove. So of course, I was being very careful of, getting that gook out because it was very black, that stuff, and it was smell. I mean, I couldn't smell it, but I mean, if you really smell it up close, it smells freaking disgusting. It just smelled like something died, but it's just leaves just coated in dirt and just, just soaked in for so much time. So that's what happens a lot. But I don't know. I feel like maybe it's because I was in contact with it or just like very close to it up to my face or something. I feel like that's what it is. And yeah, and it's just like I should have been a little bit more careful. So yeah, I got sick because of that reason, but I'm doing much better. I can say on Thursday I felt it because I had a severe sore throat right after I took a shower. Like I didn't take a shower immediately. Like I did take my time, take a break, sit down, and then I went to go take a shower, and I think that's what affected my body. Yeah, very smart move of me. And yeah, I just started getting a sore throat, and I was like, you know what? I'm think I'm getting sick, and luckily we had some Nyquil, so I took some of that, and I went to bed, and then the next day was just horrible. The worst Friday, and the worst time too, because it was my day off from work, and I could not enjoy it. It was just so bad, my guys. I was just coughing and just dying, and I had a severe headache too. And I took so many naps, guys. Like I don't remember how many. I like at least 5 or 6 times I fell asleep, and I just couldn't. My body was just refused to do anything. And sure, I was trying to take some medicine that I had around, but I don't know. I think it was just trying to get out. My body was just trying to figure out how to get rid of this, and I don't know. It was just painful the whole way through, and yeah, it's just bunch of sleeping and coughing and just spitting out so much phlegm. It was ugh. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to say it so many times, but I kid you not. It was the worst Friday I've ever had this year. I think because of how terrible it was. It just was bad. But not also that, like, during the day, I had a hard time trying to eat because, like, my body just doesn't wasn't reacting to anything. Like, I didn't feel hunger. I wasn't sure if I was hungry or not, or should I eat. I had soup, and then later on, I decided to get a snack because I was just like, you know what, I got to get something healthy to eat or something to get in my system because I'm not sure how I'm feeling. So I got a bunch of carrots. We had some cheese sticks. I ate some of that. I've had a, like, not a big bowl, just a small ish bowl filled with carrots. And then out of nowhere, I had an immense cough, and somehow my body decided to be like, "Oh, you just activated your gag reflex." So now I have to throw up. And I was like, no, 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 please don't throw up. Please don't. I hate throwing up, guys. It's the worst thing. It's just like something I don't want to deal with. I hate it. I'll talk about it maybe in a later future why I hate throwing up because of one experience. But basically, but back to, yeah, back to the story. Basically, back to the story. Um, so yeah, I was coughing and I was just like, no, please don't throw up. And my body's just like, no, you have to cough. And if you're gonna cough, you're gonna throw up too at the same time. So yeah, I had an immense cough. It was like I was choking, and yeah, I kind of slightly threw up. Like not too much, honestly. Like a little bit came out, like carrot chunks. I know this is sound disgusting. I'm sorry, everybody. Spoiler alert. I should have said a spoiler alert at the head of time. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I had little chunks come out. So yeah, not too much throw up, but I was relieved to know, like, yeah, at least it wasn't throw up. But I had to mentally tell myself, like, hey, it's gonna happen. I'm gonna have to deal with it. Let's just go to the sink. Let this happen. There's no way I can't avoid it because I'm sick. Yeah, and I just felt terrible. Oh, it was bad. And then I, my mom, she went to go buy some Theraflow tea packets. I drank one before going to bed. I put some, I put some Vicks all over my chest. That stuff helps, guys. Put some Vicks. I know it smells, and and it's strong, but it does help the body. And I was able to sleep that night very peacefully. My headache went away. Oh my gosh, my headache. I was, because like I didn't do anything on Friday. I just couldn't, like, all I did was just sit in my bed and watch YouTube videos and spitting and stuff. So I couldn't really do anything. It was just bad. But yeah, on Saturday and Sunday, I was feeling slightly better. I had a little bit of coughs, but that's okay. And now I'm like, it's more or less controlled now. I still have a little bit coughs left, but um, so far my ears are kind of clogged right now. I can slightly hear, but not really well. So that's one thing I'm experiencing. Other than that, but yeah, I'm doing better now. Luckily, it wasn't anything too severe or serious. However, sometimes this stuff kind of scares my parents a lot because they start to overreact about things, like what did I do and stuff like that. And my mom was telling me, like, I probably got sick because of a thing I did, and I was like, that was weeks ago. Why are you bringing this up? Like, I don't know why. My mom, she gets very nervous about things and tends to overreact about just nothing really. And I try to. I mean, I don't understand why she says these things, but in the end, I was just more or less frustrated what she said because to me, it's like that's confused. That just makes no sense. And so it's just, I don't know. Yeah, but my mom tends to do that. So yeah, but other than that, I'm totally fine. Things are better, more or less. So yeah, I'm getting slightly better of that. Anyways, moving on to the sickness stuff. Another thing that that's been going on recently in my life is that I started. playing the first time Minecraft. I know, crazy. Now, I know I said this recently. I think we said this in the first episode, but very briefly, I mentioned about it. We talked about it on our very first episode. We talked about a little bit about Minecraft. I forgot why we did. I should have listened to it to be in case. But going back to what I said, from what I can remember, the reason why I did not play Minecraft was mostly that I am not a very creative person, and I feel like Minecraft was so like focused on that. So to me, it's like I felt excluded from that category of being creative. But the other day after our, I think it was like this latest episode that we recorded, just me and Cynthia. She was trying to convince me to play Among Us, and not to bash on Among Us, but I kind of fell out with Among Us. I don't know, kind of got not boring. I'm gonna say it's just like it doesn't interest anymore. Like it kind of died out for me, personally. I just don't have any interest in playing it anymore. But yeah, she tried to convince me playing Among Us, but I said no, I'm fine. I don't really feel like playing Among Us. But she said, "What about Minecraft?" And I was like, "Minecraft? I've never really played it, so I don't know." And I don't know. Eventually, I was just like, you know what? Okay, I'll try getting Minecraft, but you're gonna have to teach me how to play Minecraft because I don't know what I'm doing. So she's like, yeah, 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 we'll teach you. We'll show you how. Just get the game and we'll see who we can get on and we'll, yeah, figure it out. So, yeah, I got Minecraft and I gotta say, I've never really, well, most games, when I play a game, sometimes it depends how I feel about it, all right? So if I really like a game, it becomes a habit where I just nonstop playing it and I just invest so much time into it. And sometimes I try to look more information if I'm really want to get good at it or at least understand the game better. So at times when I get really good into a game, I will look into a wiki forum or look into methods on YouTube or something just so I can understand it a little bit better if things are not clear to me. And yeah, Minecraft became that. It became fun. Mostly, it was really enjoyable for me of just because it's such a relaxing game. Honestly, like sure, I'm not a very creative person, but when it comes to like cutting up wood or you know breaking down, um, I don't know, going underground and mining and stuff, that stuff becomes very relaxing. I don't know, something about it just made me really enjoy doing it. And honestly, like if you ask me what have I done in Minecraft, all I've ever been doing is just mining. Like nothing else. I have done just only mining. I haven't, well, I've been to the Nether, but I haven't done too much because I did only get just Nether quartz because I was gonna get it for a cow farm I'm making, just so I can pump out some beef and leather. But no, I haven't done too much like end game stuff. But I mean, I feel like that's the thing about Minecraft is that like you don't have to beat the end dragon. You can do anything you want, and I've been enjoying doing that. And I have my own realm because when I first played it, we made it into a realm with another friend, and he made it, and he was able to invite all of us. So, but I was like, I kind of want to keep playing this game, but I don't want to ask. I don't know, something about it. I don't know. I don't really like asking people to play or something. I don't know. But I decided, you know what? I can make my own realm. I have that option. I could just do it. Yeah, it's been real fun. I also been doing like some traveling too. Like that's really fun to do is like going out and just exploring the area. Like you find new realms like oceans and ice and like, oh man, I never like it's just real fun. And then I discovered there was foxes in the game. I was like, there's foxes. Oh my god, they're so fun. Yeah, it was a real fun time. So yeah, I've got to say I'm having a better time playing Minecraft. And I realized too there was another thing I didn't like about too, well, not like about it or something that I wouldn't call it a turn off either. It was just mostly like the multiplayer aspect of it cuz like when you think of Minecraft, you think of like YouTuber creators, right? More or less, I think. And most of the time they're always with their friends or in a group of people. And so it's like Minecraft feels like a multiplayer thing, but honestly, it can also be a single player. game as well. You can do your own thing by yourself and just explore around. So yeah, I've been enjoying it a lot, playing by myself as well. But yeah, I do sometimes. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I was gonna say, but I do want to say, and not to call out anybody here, but it's just something personally that I feel about. Um, you know how I said that Cynthia said, okay, I don't want to say like that, but basically, she said that she was gonna teach me how to play the game, right? So when I got there and we started playing, I had no idea what I was supposed to do. And I wasn't really understanding, like, okay, so what can I do? Or, like, no one was really guiding me. Everyone was like, everyone just out of nowhere just did their own thing. Like, eventually, like, everyone split up and just went on to do a thing. And I'm just left with, like, what do I do? Like, I have no idea where to start. And I kind of felt like I had to figure things out on my own. And it was kind of rough. Like, I had no idea. You know what I did? Like, I think the first, like, the few hours, all I did was just cut trees. I was just cutting up trees. And, like, I think eventually I started to move down to going to mining. And then I did that for a while. Um, I don't know, man. I felt like it was kind of a rough time to play. I don't know. But yeah, I didn't do much, and then eventually, like, I think I got to the point where I found like redstone and stuff. Like, when you go down deep, you know how Minecraft works. So when you go down deep and stuff, and just doing that, and I think I found gold, and eventually I got to the point of finding diamond. And I was like, oh, because that's like, because I do watch people who play Minecraft, and I know how it is when you find diamonds, like, oh, poggers, dude. And so I found diamond, and so I break it, and I'll just say what I had. I had a stone pickaxe. I had a stone pickaxe. I break the diamond. No diamond appeared. And I felt stupid because I was like, what did I do? And this is the thing what I mean when, like, no one was teaching me when, you know, I mean, I think I did tell them I was mining, and they could have said, "Oh, by the way, bring an iron pickaxe, so that way you collect diamond or anything else you find there." Like, how was I supposed to know that? Th- like, this is something I feel like people. This is the, like, what do you call it? Not an unpopular opinion thing. What do you call it? Like, I don't know how to describe it. Something that bothers me. But when someone tells you, like, yeah, let's play a game together, and they don't tell you how to play the game, that's when it becomes unenjoyable. I mean, I didn't get mad about it. It was just more like, you could have told me something, you know, at least something. And yeah, that was like the part of me that just felt like, yep, cool. Coulda Someone could have taught me how to mine, but no, I'm basically figuring things out. And this is what I mean is, like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I never played Minecraft. I don't know how things work in this game. And well, here's the thing. I'm pretty much a fast learner when it comes to games, so I tend to just pick up things very easily. Or what I usually do is do my own research, look into it, and see what things I can do, get some tips, tricks, and find out more information. So I think most of the time, yes, 100, not 100% time, like 90% most of the game, when I'm playing Minecraft, especially in my own world, I'm basically learning how Minecraft works. But if there's something that I don't get, like, saying, for instance, enchantments, or the nether, or I don't know, something like a mechanic wise that no one's telling me about, I just go and research it and just like, oh, okay, that makes sense now. But yeah, and if any of my friends are listening to this, look, it had to be said. I'm just saying, I don't know what I'm doing, but hey, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Anyway, so yeah, and yeah, just having fun. I mean, not to brag or anything, but at the moment, I do have Minecraft open up right now because I'm grinding up my levels because I'm trying to get my enchantments on my stuff because I just I want to get my stuff upgraded and get some goodies. I'm trying to get to level 33 just so I can get two high level enchantments. Right now I'm 26. I'm just grinding. I sound like I'm let's playing right now, but I'm not. I wish I was. Well, we'll talk about let's playing in a future episode, but let's just say, yeah, it'd be funny if I was doing a let's play of Minecraft. That'd be hilarious. Haha. Anyways, so, other than that, Minecraft has been a fun time, and yeah, I'm getting hooked, and that's my goal for 2021. Just play nonstop Minecraft. That's gonna be my goal, and just finish my beat the end of Minecraft once I get like I'm super beast. I was thinking getting into a topic, but I want to keep this. We're trying to make sure I keep these mini episodes short. So instead of just doing that today, I want to move on to something else I want to share with you guys. So, um, I mean, I don't really talk. I mean, no one. I feel like I was gonna say it's like nobody knows this. Of course nobody knows this. This is the first time me talking about it. So, in high school, I would say around in my freshman year. Yeah, mostly my freshman year, on an English class. I don't know if this was a class or if this was like part of our English. I'm very confused because I'm trying to really think about it, and I feel like this was a class of some sorts, but I don't know. Basically, um, in English, we were learning about poetry, and my teacher, I don't know why, we were heavily in focused on poetry. Like, I don't remember if this was a subject because I feel like there were like in that class in English of poetry or something like that. We were so focused on poetry about it. Like, we even watched like movies and stuff and trying to figure out interpretations of certain poems. But yeah, at that time we were learning about poetry, and I was like in a previous episode I said like English isn't something I was like really good at, but poetry was something that really interested me. Like I just love like the language it spoke or like the way it's spoken. Something about it just felt not preachy, but just more like I don't know, something about it just enthralled me. Mostly when it came to like really like dark poems, like obviously like the one of the very known ones, Edgar Allan Poe. That was a poet that I really enjoyed reading. I can't say which ones are my favorite because I pretty much don't remember. But all I can say is like I remember that kind of stuff. But I was really into poetry a lot in high school, around my high school years, and I think there was a time we had in my freshman year there was a contest of some sorts for our school for poetry, and um, I think I submitted one a poetry of mine, and surprisingly, I was one of the winners. Weirdly enough, and I think I have a little. I just remember now. I think I have a little like paper that shows like yes, I have my name. Here's my certificate of me winning this poetry contest or whatever. And I think after that we had like an ice cream party or something. And I think right after that was over, we went back to class. We looked at the book that was being published, and in this book, it put in all the poems of the contestant winners, and my poem was in there. Do I remember this name of the book? Absolutely not. This was like how oh my god, I don't remember. This was like 2010, 2011. That was so long ago. Oh my god, that was like a decade long ago. Oh my gosh, I'm old. Anyways, so yeah, I had my poetry there, and I think I read it. And there are many forms that we learn in poetry that you can learn to do poetry. There's like haiku. Obviously, that's one which is like a 5 to 7 syllables, and there are many forms. One of the forms I chose was to do an ABC poem, which is you take the alphabet, the first letter A, you write that, you start writing from there, and then the next sentence you make, you start with B, and then C, and then D, and on, and etc. So that's what I did, and it was a pretty long one that I can remember. And not gonna lie, I think it was my, I don't know, I think it was a pretty rough poem, honestly. I mean, I feel like deep down, it's like I had no point or anything. So, of course, like, I mean, when you first write poems, of course, it's not going to be your best. Obviously, I feel like the first time you do something or write something, it's not going to be your best thing that you've ever written. Of course, you're going to learn from it. So, yeah, personally, it was an okay poem. Not the best. I think I remember had a hard time struggling with X, and I think I said X marks the spot. Oh, so lazy. Even Z. I said zero or something. Oh my god. See, it's fun telling you. It's not the best form of writing poems. So, anyways, ever since that day, I started to really get into poetry. And then one day, I think we were at Target and we were just going around getting our school supplies. And I think I saw this notebook. Something about it interested me. Sure, it was blank and empty, but like I like how the pages looked. I don't know. They're very like just lines, just a line, but like like not a notebook line or like paper, basic paper plain lines or whatever in school. And I liked about it because I also had like little at the end of the book. There's a little pocket you could put in stuff. I was like, oh, okay, you could put in little things in here, like little notes or whatever. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get this book. And somehow I would, well, not somehow. I think deep down I was like, you know what, I'm gonna motivate myself to do something. So I'm going to fill this book. My goal was to fill this book with as many poems as I can. Just write the whole thing out. That was my goal. And let me just say, I don't know how many pages in total, but looking at it right now, I've only filled at least like maybe 50 pages. And I don't know how big, like how many pages in total this book is, but it feels like 50. However, I don't think it is. It's pretty small. I eventually didn't really continue with it. Like in my high school years, yes, I was very focused on writing this book out. But I think at some point I was running out of ideas and I was just like I kind of just stopped writing into it. But yeah, but I did write a lot of poems and this time, and I think I don't know, maybe I want to say more than 60 poems I have on this book. So yeah, but today I want to you know how would you say share share these poems with you guys because I've only shared these poems only on Facebook when I first had them. And funny story about them. So, during those times in high school, you have some kids who are just going to be depressed. That was me. Yes, I was the depressed kid. And I would say my poems did sometimes had somewhat of a dark message, or at least, you know, like a dark poem, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Basically, I was just a depressed kid. I was just putting up my emotions on a poem, and I decided to share them because some people actually liked reading my poems. And I think one of my dad's friends saw this, and he was told my dad about this situation. And I think I remember. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was playing my Wii, my Nintendo Wii. Okay, not my Wii, my Nintendo Wii. And my parents come in, both of them come in, and they're just like, "Hey, Javi, is everything okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, why? What's up?" And there's like, "Oh, it's cause a friend told me you've been putting up these poems and seem kind of sad or dark, or is everything all right?" And I was just like, oh, yeah, it was nothing. Yeah, it's just this little fun thing I'm doing on the side, just yeah, just poems. It's pretty creative, and it's like, but is everything good? It's like, yeah, yeah, no, it's fine. It's just how poems are. They have this dark message thing, so it's just like it's kind of a fun thing. It's like, oh, okay. Well, we just want to make sure and just came in to check and see if it's like that. Oh yeah, no, no, yeah, that's totally fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. In reality, they, oh my god. Meanwhile, it's just like, well, glad they're never gonna find out what I've really been going through. my god. Oh my god. So yeah, it was funny enough about that. And I think after that happened, I was just like, maybe not post these anymore because I don't want people getting too concerned of what I'm doing or how I'm feeling. So yeah, I want to bring back this book of poems and just want to share some things because honestly, I feel like this was part of my basically most of my life that I've written, and I don't want people saying that it's a freaking diary. Like, shut up. It's a journal. It's a journal, and I kind of just want to look back into these because I feel like I don't know. I just want to share these kind of poems because I never really get to talk about this stuff. It's something that I've never really shared with anybody, so I was just like, no one's ever gonna ask about this stuff, so I might as well just share with you guys. So, anyways, let's just dive into it. So, at the beginning of this book, I decided to write out, as a, I don't know, like to say, like, this is the reasons why I write this stuff. And it's, I don't know how you could say it, like an intro is what you can call it. Yeah, an intro. So, let's see what I said. It says, this book keeps all the memories, the experiences, the friends, and the feelings I once had and still do. This book makes me realize who I was before and saw who I was now. What I went through wasn't easy. Where will I go when I can see the truth that's been hiding in my heart? What will I become? Who I really am? Why am I always realizing too many answers of what hasn't? How life can be terrible thing to us. Can be a terrible thing to us. Sorry, I haven't improved my reading. But in reality, the answers we seek were in our timeline of our story. From the beginning of sadness and loneliness, from the first day I feel what love is like, from the day I found friends who were true to me, to when some people I once knew who didn't like me, who I really was, sooner came to me as my friend. To when I realized who to when I realized the girl who said no words to me was the girl who loved but hid feelings as I did from her. All these things made me who I am. Maybe you should write what is true to you, and maybe you'll learn something out of all of this. I think when I first read this, like, because I was like looking through it, it's like, what do I want to, like, I want to read this first just to be sure, like, I don't say anything stupid or weird. And that hit me hard in the heart. It was like, dang. I mean, it's kind of rough if I'm going to be honest, but at the same time, it's like, it was kind of deep, and I know where I was going with. So, yeah, it's just like, most of the time I was just talking about, you know, when I was alone, most of the time, just talking about my experiences in life, mostly with my crushes and stuff. I mean, don't think talked about too many of them. I mean, I did mention like two there, and yeah, I don't know how to explain all of this. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. I'm a weird person. Anyways, so let's see. And so yeah, that was the intro to when I guess if I ever read this again, that's how the story starts. And so yeah, I'm sorry. So in every poem that I wrote, I had a title, and then after that, I put on the date I wrote it and the time. I don't know why I put the time, but I guess it's very important, chronological time order, just to know the day. So the very first poem I've written was on 2012. In 2012, on October 19th. That's the very first poem I started writing. And I don't know if I had these like beforehand, because like in my book, uh, I mentioned there was a pocket to put stuff in. And I had like little note cards and stuff. So I think this was like, those note cards were rough drafts, but they don't have any dates on it. So, anyways, so my first poem that I wrote was called Water. Now, this first poem I made is kind of rough, honestly. Like I've read it, and like the beginning parts just sounds I don't know, like kind of dumb. It just doesn't sound correct to me and doesn't make sense. But I did want to read part of it because there's some parts of it that I really did enjoy. So this is the poem Water. The deeper I go into the water, the more I realize I'm giving up too easily, losing my grip of my life, but somebody will bring me back up. Every day I swim farther, getting to the end of the island, even if the waves keep pushing me back. I will keep going through all these challenges because if I stop, I will drown my dreams, never succeeding in life. Right now, don't let the waves push you into darkness, because it will bring you down, making you lose your heart. But if you control the waves, maybe it will save you and bring you into the light. Yeah, I would say that the way I've written it is just so basic. Like, there's nothing creative there. Like, I don't know. Like I said, the first poems you make are not going to be the very first perfect ones. Like, some of these are time. And the method I did here for this poem was, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know if you can tell, but probably not because I didn't read the most of it. But you know what? I'll explain it later because actually, years later, I decided to, some of these, because like I think at some point I did really look up these books and I realized, yeah, some of these books are kind of old or these poems are old. And I kind of want to change them up, like go back and update them. And so I think the first, like, it's called the Re series. That's what I called it, Re series, RE column. So I made a Re series of all these old poems, mostly ones I feel like, okay, there's something I can change in here. Like some of them I left alone because it's like there's no hope for the like it's just that boring. But anyways, I made a re series and I did a re series of Water, and I think this one fits so much better than the one I made. And it's a little bit long, so let's read it. So this was made in 2018 on September 17th. Waves splash at moments of peace or disaster, calming and smooth, or violent and destructive. These are their forms. Our hearts are filled with these waves of emotions, coming and going, splashing around of happiness and sadness. There is no control of how I feel. I'm always being knocked around by these waves of sadness, pushing me into the deep sea. Each time these waves surface, it gets harder to resist their forces, giving me a hard time to breathe. But why even try to fight, since there is no hope for me? I might as well let my lungs fill. I can't take this anymore. Rest into these waves I shall do, not because I want to give in. Rather, I wait for my chance to resurface. I should let these waves guide to where I head to go, even though I fear where they'll send me. Wherever I'll be, I hope things go alright. Until then, these waves will calm down. In time, hopefully. Yeah. Okay. That was pretty neat. I'm sorry. I don't know how to really like react or how to feel about those that poem. I guess I was just talking about more of like, you know, just the way, like I think my first poem of course was rough cuz I think I was going through any kind of subject but just going to the point of it I'm sad, but in this re series I want to be more focused. Why am I sad? And it's because I keep going through these waves of emotion where it just keeps going back and forth like a wave of water. And it's just, there's nothing I can do about it because these waves are just too strong to hold back. Because you can't control water. There's nothing I can do. So I let these waves just consume me and just drown me. And hopefully I can wake back up just forgetting that violent wave and just coming back to calming surface. I think that's what I wanted to say about it. Honestly, that reseries, that one was pretty better than the first one I made because the other one did make sense, like the beginning. But I don't know if you can. I mean, I didn't make it too obvious when I read it, but the way it written was there's a form of doing it where you take a word, just one word, and I started just writing from the very first letter, which is W, to start for my sentence, just like the ABC form, but different. So you do that, and then I put A, and then, yeah. I think most of my poems were just in that format where I take one word of a letter. No, no, no. I use the word, and I take the first letter of each of those words and just follow that same pattern for the sentence, just the same way I did for the ABC. I don't know if I've explained it correctly, but that's how it is, and that's how I written the poem. So yeah, that was the very first poem I made, and the remix version of it. Could you call it remix? I don't know if it's a remix. So yeah, yeah, I wanted to share a little piece of that poem, and if I'm really gonna talk about more about this, when did I stop? Because I'm actually just curious right now at this point. Because when I really think about it, um, yeah, it's been so long since the last time I written here. Yeah, so yeah, I think at that same time I was doing this re-series, but that didn't last long, and eventually like I stopped on 2018, and it just didn't go anywhere. It really didn't. And at some points, this became started to be a little bit of a journal, because there's like one that I written at that same year, 2018, but it was not a poem, but mostly just I just wanted to talk about how I was feeling. I think at some point I just was like, I have no outlet or nowhere to really express how I'm feeling because I'm just balling it up. So I decided to write it down. And I think I tried to do it again because I was just like, I pretty much enjoyed it. And then I did it again here, but it just stopped. I didn't really finish it. I was going somewhere about it, but then it just stopped. It just it just did. So yeah. But yeah, well, I do want to share more about these poems. Maybe in the next time we do another mini episode. I think I'm kind of dragging this out, but it's something I want to share and talk about because I don't, like I said, I don't really open up and talk about these things. And I just want to leave something behind because I don't know when I'll ever talk about these things. It's something I will keep to myself for a long time, but it's not like out of nowhere it's going to be a conversation starter. It's like, hey, do you write poems? Like, no one's going to ask that. No one's going to ever ask me about these things. And it's not that nobody has these questions. It's that in the end, nobody really cares. No one really likes to talk about anything. So, what better time to do it than just now? And, I just feel like I want to leave something behind before, before I know how morbid this sounds, but I think it's true when I say this. When I want to leave something behind or talk about these things before I eventually die. Because you don't know about, like, how much do you know about somebody's life? And how much do you know about what they've done? And the reality is, like, no one really knows about anything about everybody. And not exactly sometimes that information is true. So why not take the opportunity to start making something and leaving a mark behind before your time comes? And who knows how long will this world last right after I'm gone? But I do hope that I leave something behind in order for someone to come back and listen to this. Because when you think about it, like, this is something amazing that people don't realize, that we have this technology to just record something, leave a message behind. And then when you look back into it after years after and you listen to that message, it's like, oh wow, who was that person? Well, it was this guy. But he's gone now. He's dead. He doesn't exist anymore. And that's the craziest thing, is that when you look at movies or hear songs, those people probably are gone now. They don't exist anymore. And all they left behind is this stuff. Memories of things that they did, things that they shared, things that they were passionate about. And I think that's something I want to do, is just, whether I don't know if this means to anything to anyone, I want to try to leave something behind. whether it doesn't lead to anything. Because I feel like that's what it is. Like, people say, well, what's the point when you have 0 views? Like, I don't care. I want to leave something behind. And whether or not one person hears it or not, at least they heard it. And that's all I really care about. And that's what I'll take to the grave. That's what I'll be taking. Is what I leave behind for someone else to listen to. And maybe or maybe not this might help them. But it's something that I cherish and I wanted to share with you before I'm gone. And that's the truth. So yeah. But with that will be the end with our mini episode, guys. And yeah, we'll talk next time. Just you and me about these poems, my guy. Or girl, or whoever you are. We'll get back into them. Don't worry. I have tons of stories with these poems because, yeah, they hold a lot of memories. You know how memories work? They're all held up together. So yeah. But yeah. But before I go, just want to say that, 2020, not a good year. 2021, I don't know what to expect. Nobody does. We all hope that we get to go back to a normal life, but I don't think normal will ever exist anymore. It's now to adjust ourselves to something new. But yeah, 2021, here we come. We are ready, and well, actually no, we're not ready. We don't know what to expect. So we learned a lot for 2021. We're coming at you. We're gonna come at you live. Anyways, guys, that'll be it. Take care. Love y'all. Bye bye.